Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I'm starting a new weekly reading vlog. It is Tuesday, it's a little bit dark as well. Let's see if we can add some light. I swear every time I add this light it just makes me look really pale, and I am really pale, but still. So it is Tuesday, it is a new week. I was going to talk to you yesterday, but I went to Manchester with my friend. We ended up in IKEA because the traffic was really bad to come home, so I didn't end up getting home until 8 o'clock at night, which isn't too late, but yeah, I didn't end up coming home until then. And then I've been like panic reading Legacy of Steel because the live show was today, and I finished this 10 minutes before the live, and I ran out of time on Jack's Spotify for audiobooks as I hit the last chapter, which is pretty typical. I need to update this vlog, the vlog I'm doing for this series, to tell them that I finished and like do some more thoughts and feelings. But I gave this 5 stars. New favourite. Absolutely loved this. I was so intrigued the whole time, constantly wanting to flip pages, didn't want to stop reading. So I think that's a good sign for a 5 stars, really. And it did not suffer middle book syndrome, although this is not the first one to do this with the It's All About Fantasy book club. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering rightly, that in the Greenbones saga I gave Jade War 5 stars, which is the second book in that trilogy, and then I gave 1 and 3 4 stars. So hopefully book 3 continues and we stay on the 5-star trajectory, because I really enjoyed this. I thought this was so much easier to read than the first one, and the first one I still gave 4 stars and I really enjoyed it, but this one I don't know what it was, like there was just more to keep me hooked, which we love, because I really do love that. So now that is done, I have 2 more prompts that I need to complete before Saturday in order to complete the TBR Quest. So this is our final vlog for TBR Quest, and I probably will just finish this on Saturday it's not and or. I will either finish this Saturday as the day ends, or I will finish this on Sunday as a wrap up. So we can wrap up the month together and see where we got to. But already this is my best reading month of the year. I have read over however many pages. I'll try and tell you it at the end of the week. I've read more pages than I have so far this year, and I have read 7 books this month. And obviously, I didn't start every single book that I have finished this month, but I think my most read in a month was 10 books, and that was earlier this year when I was reading novellas for Sphinx. So that's not even like this size book, you know, like I read this in 10 days, and I want to read the 3rd one now, but I don't want to. I'm not going to start it. I'm going to read. I'm going to go downstairs because Jack's got his friend round. I will go downstairs and I am going to get my Kindle, and I think I'm going to start Witch Hazel and see if I can get any of that into my brain. And then on my drive to work tomorrow I might try and read more of Gideon, and then maybe we will use those 2 as my final 2 prompts. I used Legacy for weapon on the cover because there is a flaming sword on the cover. Then I will use Witch Hazel as probably like either any indie book or dark cover, depending what I decide to do with Gideon, if I want to read Gideon, because Gideon is also a dark cover, so I would class that as the dark cover, and then Witch Hazel as the indie book. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this here and I will come back and talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with more reading updates. But I just wanted to quickly start this video, otherwise it's going to get to like Thursday and I will have lots of things to tell you, but I haven't filmed anything. I also have some book mail to open, but I don't want to open that now, which sounds bonkers, but because we've got friends downstairs I want to go downstairs and see them, and maybe also have a bourbon biscuit, because why not. But yeah, that's that for now. Hopefully we carry on with this trajectory and I finish 2 more books before midnight on Saturday. Let's see what happens. Hello everyone, and happy-ish. Wednesday. I am done with work for the week. Woohoo! I'm literally sat at my desk because I'm meant to be doing the school board tonight. with the lovely captains from TBR Quest, but StreamYard has decided to poop its pants and none of us can get on. And it seems to be a widespread thing. Of course, I went to my trusty news source, Twitter, and found that loads of other streamers were struggling as well. So it's not just us. So that's good in a way, you know, that it's not just us. But I thought while I'm waiting for this to do something, I would vlog. I would update you on some stuff, and we will open some book mail if we have time. So the update that I have for you is I have been reading. Now I might be changing my mind a little bit as to what I do for TBR Quest, but it is Wednesday, as I've just said, so what's that? I've got Thursday, Friday, I've got 3 days to read things. So we might need to change the list a little bit. I am on chapter 12 of Gideon the Ninth. Now, this book is a very highly hyped book. I know a lot of people have enjoyed Gideon, so I'm going to give it a fair chance. I can kind of see why people love it. Is it impacting me in the same way? No, not really. But I'm enjoying all the swearing. Does that count? I will be carrying on and I will be finishing it. I'm not sure if it is going to be my next 5 stars, if I'm completely honest. But it is one of those books that I've looked on my shelf, well not on my shelf because I don't actually own it, but I've looked at quite a lot because a lot of people talk about it and rave about it and gone, I should really try that just to see if it's something for me. I don't know if I'll continue the series, we'll see how the rest of the book goes, but so we're there on that, which means I've got 5 hours and 50 minutes left of that, which is on 2 times speed. So I could, in theory, finish that in time for putting it through TBR Quest. I basically need to do 2 more prompts, that's all I need to do. And this is like a dark cover, and I already did weapon on the cover. So it'd probably need to be like dark cover, maybe, or maybe it wouldn't count anymore because I have been terrible in my strategic planning. Last night I started Witch Hazel, which is a review copy I've very kindly been sent. I am intrigued already. So we start off not really knowing, I still don't know who the dude is that we're following. All I know is that he's got a very wide-brimmed hat and he is looking for something or someone. He's a very mysterious man, which I quite like. It's kind of giving me the same start as the first binding did, which really pulled me in and intrigued me. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue reading that today or if I'm going to swap gears slightly because I want to complete all of the prompts for TBR Quest for my team so that I do not let them down. So I have got a couple of books that I'm thinking about potentially reading. I could read a couple of Rob J. Hayes books because I've got a couple that are quite small. I don't just want to read Rob's books. Rob is lovely. I want to read all of his books, but I don't just want to have all of his books on this list, if that makes sense. Alternatively, I have got an arc of Stephen O'Ryan's new book, which I think I will read, and that is short, and he is publishing that indie, or is he is using indie publishing for that, so I could class that as an indie book, or a dark cover, because the cover is very dark, which is very cool. Or I could just try and read something like a thriller mystery, like a YA one. I've got a couple of YA ones that I haven't read yet, which I usually do speed through, so I could do something like that. I just don't really know what I'm in the mood for at the minute, and it's because today hasn't been the best, but I'm not going to sit here and, you know, complain again because I've already had my wobble. I had my wobble last week, and I want to become a little bit more positive, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna open some book mail in the hopes of being positive. So this is the first one. I believe this is the 3rd and final book for Amari, which is a middle grade series. I could read that actually, the 2nd one of that, because that's out of my comfort zone. Something I don't usually read. I will say I'm sad because the first 2 got very pretty special editions, and as much as I still love that Amari is like all of this, the first 2 are so... Oh, okay, it has got special underneath. It just doesn't have like the special edges. I'm pretty sure my other 2 copies have got very shiny very shiny edges. But I can't tell you anything about this one because, like I said, it is the 3rd book in a series, but it is a middle grade series that everyone was raving about when the 1st book came out, which was Amari and the Night Brothers, and it is following a young girl whose brother has disappeared, and she finds out that he has actually been secretly working for the Bureau of the Supernatural Bureau or something like that. I don't know if this is going to tell me and spoil everything or not. Not too sure. This, yeah, basically works for the Bureau of Supernatural something or other, and they invite her to come and try and join up as well. So there are trials, they do lessons, it's very interesting. I'd like to finish this series, and then I think I might just give all the books to my sister, who is probably actually not far off prime age to read these books now. Not sure if she'll enjoy the pretty editions that I have got, 'cause she is not in that realm yet, but I'm working on her to get her to that realm. I also feel as though my voice is completely going because I can just feel it. I can just feel it, and I think it's because I was belting songs out in the car. And then the second package is, I believe this is my copy of Doors of Midnight. So I'm very excited to open this, and we'll have a look and see how beautiful it is together. Because I just know that the broken binding will have done a beautiful job on this. I will say though, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, I feel like this might have slightly more customization on it. I could be really wrong. Than the first one. The first one has got a black, oh gosh, yeah, this has got to be this book. A black sprayed edge. This is chunky. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Ow. I will say it's sad that it just says the Dragon's Hoard on it and it doesn't say the Doors of Magic, but it's got the black ribbon, which is the specially ones, which we love, and it is a very special book. I now have more ribbon. I don't really know what I'm going to do with all of this ribbon, and I'm attacking my microphone, and I'm having a bit of a mare today. But book mail makes it all better, doesn't it? Because of course it does, right? Ready? Yes, this does have slightly more customization. Oh my goodness. Out you come. Come out. Ready? Dun, da, da, da. Oh, I'm so excited. Look at it. The Doors of Midnight by R.R. Verdi. And we've got a candle in the middle, which we just had all black spread edges on the first one. So that is quite interesting. It is, of course, signed. It's yellow this time. Oh, and this is the difference. It's got like a full-on quote on the spine, which I'm trying to like fling around. And he who will answer the brave man's call will know glory. He shall live eternal and be bound to greatness, and in memory to live again for the last calling of names. Interesting. Love that. And then it is signed. Ooh. Look at it. I got a signature. Do you know what? Now I've read the first book, because originally, and I've probably said this already before, originally when I read the first book, and I will not be reading this copy, I don't think. I think I will just stick to my e-arc that I've got. Originally when I read the first book, when the first book went on sale, I was like, I don't know if I want a special hardback edition, because I was lucky enough to actually get an arc from R.R. Verdi. I won one. He did a competition on Twitter when the first book came out, and it is like signed and lined and all sorts. It's very, very cool. It's now prized because I've read the book. And then I kind of sat there and was like, no, I do want a hardback edition of it. So I now have 2 copies. These are very pretty. So we love book mail. It does make us happy. But yeah, that's literally the long and short of it. I do not think that this scoreboard is going to go ahead somehow, because we were meant to have started 3 minutes ago and I've still got a white screen So I don't think it's gonna... Oh, it says it works on the phone, but not on... See if I can get on my phone. Oh yeah. Weird. That is... I don't like that. But, you know, fair play. But I don't like that. Why does it work on my phone and not on my thing? Anyways, I'm going to leave on my phone. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here. My battery is flashing. I need to do something and put these away so that they don't get damaged. But otherwise, I will talk to you tomorrow with more updates and I will tell you what I decide to read. See you then. I worry about how long this vlog actually is because I don't think I've spoken to you for like the past 4 days. And I don't actually remember the last time I checked in with you. So... It is Saturday. It is the final day of TBR Quest. It is 8 o'clock at night. And guys, I'm done. I have done it. This is the first readathon in I don't even know how long that I've actually managed to complete. And I don't think I could have read so much without this readathon. Like, it sounds really soppy, but at the same time it's not, because this has just given me such a drive to not let people down. I think because this was a team readathon in the sense that I was a co-host, I was talking to my team throughout the whole month, I was seeing them smash their goals and read so many fantastic things that I felt that I couldn't let them down. So I finished 2 books today, which is bonkers. I actually think the last time I spoke to you was when I finished Legacy, and I can't even remember what day that was on. So let's backtrack a little bit before we get into the books. So Thursday was my first day off, and I don't remember if I spoke to you. I had my eye test. I have had it confirmed that my eyes have got a little bit worse, but not anything to be massively concerned about, so it's time for me to get some new glasses. But I got a little bit overwhelmed in the shop, and because I am quite... without my contacts, I really can't see much. I am going to go back when I've got my contacts in so I can kind of gauge the styles that I actually like, or because I can probably put it off, I might put it off until my mum comes across and then get her to like input, because if anyone's gonna give me honest advice, it is my mother. As I'm sure it's probably the same for a lot of people. Yesterday was Friday. We did like a mass clean. I've rearranged some furniture downstairs. I think I finally got the dining room table to where I finally want it to be. We're just gonna have to like pull it out if we have people round, but it's also made like a really nice space for me to dry washing at the minute until I sort out the room next door to be my washing room, which if that ever happens maybe I'll document it or something. But we had our friends round, which was so nice. They came round for a barbecue. It's actually our first barbecue of the year, which is very late in the season, but Jack only recently bought a barbecue, and it was the first time we used it, because the first time we tried to use it, B&Q gave him an empty gas canister, so we had the barbecue all set up but we couldn't actually use it. So we ate outside last time, but I cooked it all in the oven. But this time I actually managed to cook it on the barbecue, which was really nice, and it all turned out really good and it was lovely. And then we just had like a chill night playing games. And then Jack's been at work today, so I have finished, like I said, 2 books today. One was Darktown. I don't think I have 2 copies of this book. This is the one that I wasn't reading. So I have, yeah, Darktown. This is a lit RPG by an indie author, Palmer Pickering, and we will be doing an indie book tour for this, and I'm on the tour. My post is on the 3rd of September, so I will be sharing thoughts and feelings kind of on Instagram as well. But I did enjoy this. I gave it 3 stars because I think at the minute I'm really into like my high fantasy, and I am loving like super in-depth politicalness, and this isn't it, but that's a good thing as well. So if you're looking for a cozy lit RPG book that teaches you the information as you go, this is probably going to be the book for you. So in this book we're following our main character Temerity. Jesus. In this book we're following our main character Temerity, and she has been living at home with just her mum since her brothers and her father have gone to complete the Dragons game, which is essentially a D&D campaign that you can do in real life in this world. And one day she decides that she's going to go off and she's going to find them and she's going to bring them home, and she goes to complete the Dragon's game, which is known as the Dragon's Crawl. And Half Pint, who is the house hobgoblin that also kind of helps out around her house, decides to go and help her along the way, seeing as he has already completed the game. So he is our font of knowledge within this book. As you're going through, Temerity has no idea what is up or down, what's going on, and he is the font of knowledge. He explains everything to her as they get to the points of which we need to know the knowledge. This works quite well for the reader, because obviously as the reader we don't really know much about what's going on in this world, so it is very much explained to you as you go along, which kind of adds to the cozy element of this as well. I feel like it's not a confusing book. There was no point within this story where I was like, what is going on? Why is this going on? And that's obviously a good thing for something like that. It was a good read. I did enjoy it. This is filled with little illustrations as well. These ones in this is the one that's got the darker ones, so the ones in my actual copy that I was semi-reading are a lot clearer and better. But yeah, this is the first book in a series. I don't know how many books are going to be in this series. I just know that book 2 is called The Swamp because it's spoken about at the end of the book, which is quite interesting. So yeah, if you're looking for a cozy lit RPG kind of D&D style book, this could be the thing for you. It was pretty good. And then the other book that I have finished is actually an arc that I've been sent, and I've actually finished this well before the actual published book comes out, which is like, go me, but it is Stephen Orion's newest book called New York Minute. So this is a novella, and we are following our main character Cole, who is a PI. He's a private investigator, and right at the start of this novella he is woken from sleep to be dragged into New York to do a job for a very big gangster mob boss person. And this job is that the mob boss, his daughter has disappeared. There has been a kerfuffle happening in her apartment that they have discovered since she has not checked in, and he hires Cole to go and figure out what has happened. I actually really enjoyed this book. I have not put it through Core Pile just yet. It is giving me 4-star vibes though. I will say there was a lot of twists and turns in this book that maybe if you're a little bit more switched on than I am you would have picked up on, but I loved how the ending happened. I'm not too sure if this is a novella and then the next book in the series is going to be bigger or like a fully fledged novel, or if it's going to be a series of novellas. I'm not too sure, but right at the end of this book it sets up for the next thing, so that's really cool. I like knowing that it's not just a novella and there's nothing else coming, so I'm excited to give that a try. I'm very grateful for Stephen for sending me a copy of this book. It is very different to anything he has written before. Obviously before he has written a lot of fantasy books. I actually think all of his books are fantasy books, and he has always been traditionally published since 2013. This is his first indie book, which is very exciting. So I think the whole series will be published independently. I'm trying to remember what this is actually classed as. It is a like mystery. I wouldn't say it's thriller though. It's definitely mystery dystopian. So the world it's set in is New York, but it is not New York as we know it now. Our main character does refer to old New York as the old country, and now it is the new country. So they have come from the world that is our own, and this is what the future of New York is. So it seems as though there's like experimented on animals. Animals aren't quite the same, but a lot of the humanism, is that even a word? I don't know, but a lot of the human element of the world is still the same. There is still gangs, there is still prostitution, you know, violence, all of those things, but it's just lacking a little bit of electricity, and it's set in a dystopian version of New York. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I am excited to know more about this. I'm happy that I've read it, but I'm also annoyed because I'm like, well, the first book doesn't come out until October. When's the next one gonna come out? I've got a while to wait now. But I've got so much of Stephen's books to catch up on while I wait, so I will be completely fine. But yeah, that is the 2 books that I managed to finish. So I have now completed all 6 prompts. I've got full points for my team because I review every single book. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here because if I'm completely honest, tomorrow is exciting. Tomorrow I'm going to 66 Book Club, which if you don't know is like a massive book warehouse, but since TikTok, BookTok, or whatever you want to call it, has kicked it off, now the queues are massive. So they do multiple openings, they only open on weekends, and I was watching the updates for today, and from like 9:30 the queue has been at least 3 to 4 hours long, which is bonkers. I remember going years ago, like just before I met Jack actually, so it must have been like 6-7 years ago, and I walked straight in. I'm glad it's doing well, don't get me wrong, but it is frustrating when it's so far away and it's so unpredictable, because sometimes I watch videos, I watch the Facebook page because I follow them, and some days they're like no queue all day, and some days like today they're like, oh, the queue is like 3.5 hours from opening, which is bonkers. So we're getting up early, we're hoping to get down there for opening, and I'm kind of hoping that because a lot of kids are going back to school this week, or like Monday onwards, tomorrow will be quieter. I don't know. I'm hoping, I'm hopeful. We will see what happens. I'm dragging Jack along. I'm sure he's gonna love it. And then we're going with my friend, her boyfriend, and then 2 of his friends. So there's a bit of a group of us going. So I'm kind of glad that Jack's coming with me as well, because then if they all need to go off, or they do end up going off, I'm sure my friend will go between the 2 groups. But if they all end up going off, then I still have someone to like show books to and be excited about stuff, or to tell him my random thoughts if he cares to listen. Otherwise I'd be talking to myself, which is what I do sometimes as well. So this will be the final vlog for August and the final vlog for TBR Quest. We have got the scoreboard, I think, on Tuesday. My team are smashing it. I just kind of want to give them the win. So I'm hoping that we will have done everything for this. I'm very nervous for the scoreboard. We have been second consistently throughout this whole thing, so fingers crossed. But yes, that is everything for this vlog, this month, this readathon. If you have enjoyed this vlog, I don't even know how long it is. I don't feel like it's very long. Please give it a like, which supports me on my channel. Leave me a comment down below of the best book you've read this month so far. Be very interested to know. And if you want to leave me an emoji and not leave me a full comment, leave me, oh goodness, any cat emojis for Darktown. If you read it, you'll get it. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I do want to quickly say, after my last week's vlog, thank you so much to everyone that has commented on that video and just said such positive things. Like, it means so much. I'm yet to reply to the comments because I have been very behind on life this week, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Like, that has turned it all around for me, if I'm completely honest, and cheered me up immensely. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. But that is everything for today's vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!